helicopter and then get rescued by Smoke and Ryder. Then we get to cruise through the streets and Ryder gives us an AK to blast everyone with, and we have to take down a ton of cop cars and motorcycles. This would actually be a really fast way to level up your AK, but mine was already maxed out since I had an infinite one since basically the beginning of the game. There are some cool parts where the cops will jump onto your hood and just start punching you in the face. Very cool, very cool. Unfortunately for this one, he gets chopped up to bits by a helicopter, which was also very cool. Very cool. Eventually we crashed through this billboard and I thought my game glitched because nobody was in the car, but it turns out that we all jumped out in time and then we split up. And that is how you solve a drug problem in your city. Mass chaos and taking out hundreds of police. Now we have our final mission in Los Santos for now, called the Green Saber. And if you remember earlier, that's the car that somebody saw when your mom was killed. It starts out with Sweet finally giving us the respect we deserve, but he once again wants to help the hood by going to murder a bunch of ballers. But before we do that, we get a call from Caesar who tells us there's something very important we need to see and it cannot wait. And when we arrive to meet Caesar, it does live up to the hype because we see Smoke and Ryder colluding with some ballers and Tenpenny, and everyone was absolutely flabbergasted. So now we need to go warn Sweet, and as soon as we make it, Sweet gets shot. And CJ decides that while we're getting our eardrums blown out and shot at, this is the perfect time to tell him about Smoke's treachery. So we take out all the ballers and this car does the most insane flip I have ever seen. We get captured by Tenpenny and they take us to the boonies and tell us not to go back to Los Santos, even though we still can and nothing will happen. And after telling us that Sweet is in jail now, he tells CJ to go take out somebody who's got some dirt on them and take a picture of his corpse for proof. But before we do that, let's check out the firing range, since I forgot to do that in Los Santos, which features a handful of shooting challenges, which will get your gun skills up for whatever gun they make you use. You're always facing off against two other opponents, so you have to finish before they do, and the first challenge you simply have to hit all the targets, and there are 3 sets that get farther and farther away as you go. The second one is the same thing, except now the target is moving towards you, which makes it a little bit harder, and please don't roast me for my aiming because I am using a controller. And the third round has them moving side to side, and instead of everyone getting their own target, everyone gets the same one, and whoever gets the most targets wins. And as you can see by my score, it's not that difficult. Then you repeat all those challenges again, but with an Uzi and a shotgun. Before we continue the mission, there are a few other things I want to take care of in Los Santos, first being the stunt jumps. First, we need to get ourselves a motorcycle because they're really fast and a lot of the jumps basically require one. And I don't know why, but I could not find a motorcycle for the longest time, and when I finally got one, it was a police bike, which are very slow and yeah, so I just looked up where to get a good one and found one in this parking garage. So there's about 30 jumps scattered in this area, but there are 70 in total, but they're just in areas that I can't access yet. And it can be pretty fun to hit these ramps as fast as you can, but I cannot figure out why a lot of them have your motorcycle scale up, and the thrill of flying through the air on a motorcycle in super slow motion. One of my favorite ones was this one, and that's only because I got to take out a bunch of ballers like some human holding things. There's also this one in Verona Beach, which was ridiculously hard to do. At least that's what I thought at first, until I realized that if you hold the left stick a little bit forward, CJ will duck down a little bit and you gain speed way faster. And once I realized you could do that, I literally got it on my first try and I didn't even do it that good. I also learned that there's some jumps that you have to undershoot for some reason, because I tried this jump about 10 times and I could not get it until I just did it from a very short distance and got it the first try. So don't be an overachiever, I guess. Alright, let's do Tenpenny's mission real quick and take out the man who has the evidence against all their wrongdoings. So I head back to Mount Chiliad, find the cabin where he's staying, and it is surrounded by ASUS, and now he is unidentifiable. So I had to do it again, except this time I shoot his spine apart, take the picture, take out the agents, and drop the pictures off. Once that's taken care of, Caesar will give us a call and tell us about a mysterious cousin who is going to help us out until we get back on our feet. Then Sweet gives us a call from the hospital prison to make us feel bad about the consequences of his own actions, so he's still the same. So we head over to meet Caesar's cousin, and it turns out it is Catalina from Grand Theft Auto 3, and she is pretty intense. She tells us about 4 locations that she wants to rob, and obviously you're going to pick the one that's in the town that you're already and it's annoying that the tanker doesn't start attached to the truck, so you gotta do that part yourself, even though it starts like an inch apart. We drive a couple minutes down the road and drop it off and get paid. After that, we get a call from the Truth, and he tells us about some mutual friends and how he could use my help, but we're gonna put a pin in that for now. And for some reason, I noticed that the mission marker where we had to drop the truck off did not go away, and I tried to mess around for a while and restarting my game and everything, but it did not fix it. So I looked it up, and apparently it's a common glitch, and the only way to fix it is to upload your save file to this website and select the box that gets rid of the markers. And I had to do that pretty much every time because the game will get confused and does not know which waypoint to use, so that was fun. The second mission actually has no time limit, but it's a little bit farther away, and if you damage the truck while you're driving, you actually get paid a little bit less, so you gotta be careful out there and no gaming while you're trucking, boys. Now we start the third mission, and this one's a little bit more interesting because we do have to go even farther, and we get a 3-star wanted level the entire time. Not that it mattered too much because the cops were pretty incompetent because of my blazing speeds with the truck, so we make it to the location and park our truck right in the middle of the street. Fourth mission is a standard go here with a time limit, although they do have you going up these hills and stuff, which makes it pretty likely that you're going to tip over your truck, but luckily they do have the ability to fix themselves apparently. The next one doesn't have a time limit or police, but the goods are very fragile, and you can tell because I lost money just trying to connect the damn thing. And I did have a few more bumps and bruises along